Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode 3 video, and in this video I will be making Pokemon teams for anime characters from some of my favorite anime. In this is the second time that I'm making a Pokemon team video for anime characters, so if you haven't seen part 1 yet, I will link it in the description and the comments down below, and maybe in the cards if I remember to do so. This video idea was inspired by a YouTuber called TrueGain7, a PokeTuber that I watch often and I think has amazing content, and everyone should check him out. His 2 videos on making Pokemon teams for anime characters are what actually inspired this video, and I will link both of those videos in the comment section below and in the description below. So before we get started, I'm going to do something a little different compared to last time. Like, this video will be a bit different. So unlike last time, I have changed the rules that I set for myself for this video because last time I felt like really limited, and if I change the rules I might have more variety in the teams or have easier time making the teams. So the new rules are 6 Pokemon each, which is the same, but only 1 to 3 legendaries or mythical or ultra beast each, with some exceptions if necessary. Say if they don't have a legendary Pokemon or mythical Pokemon that fits them. A maximum of 1 Mega Pokemon each, and a maximum of 1 Gigantamax Pokemon each. I can do both, I can do neither, and that's pretty similar to last time's rule. And the Pokemon must have a link in some way to the character and can't just be a vague design aspect. It must be a major link or have multiple links. There will be no duplicate Pokemon unless it is super necessary, but I can use Pokemon that I've used in the previous video, but I cannot use Pokemon that are the same for different characters in the video. So say if I give Rimuru a Ceruledge, I cannot give another character Ceruledge. Now with the rules out of the way, let's get onto the first character of this video, which is Rimuru Tempest from Tensura, or That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. Rimuru Tempest used to be a human in the normal world, but then he got stabbed and killed, which caused him to die, and then got reincarnated as a slime in a new world. He just got isekai'd. And in this new world, he did a lot of stuff, became a demon lord, started a whole society, blah blah blah. You should go watch it, really good anime. So the first Pokemon I gave him was Guzzlord, because Gluttony is one of Rimuru's abilities or attacks, which consumes everything and anything, and it's like something Rimuru can do really well that Guzzlord can also do really well. Just consume everything and just destroy everything. And Guzzlord is also a dragon type, and Rimuru has multiple associations with dragons, such as being friends with Veldora, the storm dragon. The second Pokemon I picked from is Type Null, because in its Pokédex entries, it talks about how it wears a mask to control its power, or otherwise it will go on a rampage. And this links to Rimuru and the mask Shizue gave him, because Shizue was a character that was really important to Rimuru, and important character in the anime as a whole. And she was had her body possessed by a demon, Ilfrit, so she had immense power. And to stop that power from overflowing and her going on a rampage, she wore a mask which subdued the power and allowed her to control it. After she died, she gave the mask to Rimuru, and now Rimuru wears it in honor of her and to control his own power as well. And now that I've realized what I just said, let me give a spoiler warning. I should probably also say spoiler warning in the title as well if I have not already. So the third Pokemon that I gave Rimuru was Mega Houndoom, which represents multiple characters associated with Rimuru, such as Ranga, his Tempest Wolf, that is always by his side and in his shadow, always ready to help out, and Benimaru, who is a Kaijin, which is an associate with Rimuru, the leader of the military of Rimuru's society, and also has fire-based attacks and horns, just like Mega Houndoom. Some of Rimuru's and Benimaru's attacks, such as Black Flame or Hell Flame or Hellfire, I forgot what it was called, also associates with Houndoom's fire typing. The fourth Pokemon I picked was Ceruledge, which uses blades like Rimuru, as Rimuru's weapon of choice are blades and swords, and also links to Rimuru's Black Flame ability. And the Violet Dex entry for Ceruledge also says that an old set of armor steeped in grudges causes this Pokemon's evolution. Ceruledge cuts its enemies to pieces without mercy, and this can represent how Rimuru became a Demon Lord. As to become a Demon Lord, he had to get a bunch of Magicules, and how he did this was he massacred 10,000 humans to avenge and revive Xion and other goblins that died because of humans. So he got revenge, and he became a Demon Lord after massacring 10,000 humans without any mercy. And Ceruledge is also pretty similar to Xion, similar colors, and could also act like probably Rimuru's bodyguard, just like Xion does. And then the next two Pokemon I picked were Ditto and Gumi. They're both really slime-like, and Ditto also links to Rimuru's mimicry ability, where Rimuru is able to transform into different monsters, and Gumi is also associated with dragons, and is also evolves into a powerful pseudo-legendary dragon, which you wouldn't really expect from a weak-looking Gumi, and you wouldn't really expect a slime that looks really weak like Rimuru to be really, really strong, or to even be a Demon's Lord. Overall, a really strong team for Rimuru, and that really makes sense because Rimuru is probably one of the most powerful characters in this video, which is why he has such a strong team. The next character I picked to make a Pokemon team for is Vegeta from the Dragon Ball series, and TrueGreen7 in his video already did a team for Goku, so why not do Vegeta as well? Vegeta was actually suggested to me by my friends, and that's really why it's on this video. I have also not watched Dragon Ball in a very long time. Like the last time I've watched Dragon Ball was Dragon Ball Z, so I had a lot of help from my friends for Vegeta, because I was struggling to think of Pokemon to give it, and I didn't want to give it any of the same Pokemon that TrueGreen7 gave Goku. So thanks a lot to my friend for helping me out with Vegeta's team. So the first Pokemon we picked was Gigantamax Urshifu Single Strike. And TrueGreen7 gave Rapid Strike to Goku to represent the rapid fighting style in Dragon Ball. But the Single Strike Urshifu also works with Vegeta, as the Dark type could represent when Vegeta used to be a villain, because Dark type was known as the evil type in Japan. And Vegeta likes to always try to kill his opponents, and probably one-shot his opponents, just like how Urshifu Single Strike would always try to one-shot their opponents with one strike. And the Gigantamax form is also kind of like when Vegeta was able to transform into a giant ape back when he had his tail. The second Pokemon we picked was Buzzwole, who is a buff alien. And these Ultra Beasts are also representing the 7 deadly sins, and Buzzwole just so happens to be the sin of pride. And as we know, Vegeta has a lot of pride. Like his pride is really important to him, and yeah, it makes Buzzwole fit him a lot more. The third Pokemon we picked is Pyroar, which once again links to Vegeta's pride. And Vegeta is also a prince, which links to Pyroar and its pride, where Pyroar is the king, like, royalty stuff. Yeah. Moving on, the next Pokemon we picked was Annihilate, which is an angry ape, and Vegeta has also died multiple times. So Annihilate, a primate that was so angry that it died, evolving to Annihilate, it would fit the angry ape that is Vegeta. The fifth Pokemon we picked was Scovillain, mostly because it's an angry vegetable. Are peppers vegetables? I have no clue. I don't eat vegetables or fruits, so I don't know. The last Pokemon we picked was Luxray, and Luxray has similar hairstyle to Vegeta, and the final flash attack that Vegeta does also looks kind of like there's electricity sparkling when it's charging up, and has similar characteristics or like aesthetics to some electric type Pokemon attacks. Luxray and Pyroar also both have the rivalry ability, and Vegeta is mostly known for being Goku's rival, and yeah, basically that's the main link between Pyroar and Luxray to Vegeta, as the rivalry between Goku and Vegeta is a very prominent thing in the series. And now for the third character in this video, we're going back to Konosuba as, we did Megumin and Aqua in episode 1. So we gotta complete the trio and do Darkness. Aqua and Megumin both had a legendary beast as one of their Pokemon. Aqua having Suicune, Megumin having Entei. So I thought, why not put Raikou for Darkness as well? Because Raikou is yellow, which is Darkness's color. And yeah, it fits the trio. So basically that's one of the main points why I'm putting Raikou in Darkness's team. Raikou can also learn Zap Cannon, which is a move that is super inaccurate. It's really a move that you shouldn't use. And it's strong, but 50% accuracy, no, you shouldn't use it. The second Pokemon I gave Darkness was Mega Steelix, which has really high physical defense and is armored just like Darkness. Darkness is the tank of the team, always taking all the damage, always taking the hits, just so her allies don't have to take all the damage because they are a lot physically weaker than Darkness. And Mega Steelix's Pokédex entry also says how its armor is harder than Diamond, and it's really tanky, so even better for Darkness. Wobbuffet is chosen because they're both punching bags. Like, Wobbuffet is a punching bag, like literally, and it can't really attack. All it can do is take hits. And Darkness is also a punching bag. Veluza was picked because it's a masochist. Its signature move, Fillet Away, legit, just the animation is just Veluza cutting it up itself, and then it gains boosted. It gets its stats boosted. So Darkness is a masochist, so that's really the main link there. The fifth Pokemon I picked was Durant, which is an armored Pokemon with the ability Hustle, which trades accuracy for power. And as we know, Darkness can't aim. Like, Darkness can never hit her attacks. Her accuracy is awful, but she has high amount of power. And the sixth Pokemon, I was struggling a bit, but I then decided to give her Armarouge because it's a loyal armored Pokemon, similar to Darkness, who is armored and is very loyal to her own team. They both also share a similar hairstyle, like the ponytail, and I also I really like Armarouge, so why not? Also, for part 3, I might do Kazuma as well, just to complete the 4, but that's if a part 3 even comes out. These type of videos are really hard to make and they don't really do well. So if this video does well and you guys want to see Kazuma in part 3 of then I'll also make a team for Kazuma. But overall, a really tanky team for Darkness with very little damage output. And out of all the Konosuba teams, this is probably the second strongest, probably behind Megumin's team. But it's definitely better than Aqua's team. The fourth character I have in this video is Yato from Noragami, the poor stray god that used to be a god of calamity but is aspiring to become a god of fortune. So Jirachi is a very clear choice because Yato's job is to grant other people wishes, which Jirachi's main job as well. So maybe Yato could use Jirachi to actually grant people's wishes and get jobs done faster. They are both like worshipped as gods as well. Like Jirachi is worshipped as like this deity that grants wishes, and Yato aspires to be worshipped. He's worshipped by a few people that actually knows him. So the connection is there, but it's not really as strong as granting wishes. And the second Pokemon I picked was Kartana because it's a bladed Pokemon that represents Yato's main Shinki, Seki, which are two powerful katana blades that Yato uses to fight his enemies. And the blades are extremely sharp, can cut through basically anything, which Kartana can also as well, cut through anything. And Kartana might as well just be his new Shinki. Chenpao was also chosen for some reason. Yuki in Yukine, his Shinki, which is Seki, means snow in Japanese, which can link to Chenpao's ice typing. Chenpao also has two blades impaled through its nostrils, which is connected to how Yato also eventually uses a dual wielding blade, as they both have two blades. Chenpao is also found in a shrine, and Yato all his life has just wanted to have a shrine, and he eventually got one. A shrine is really important to gods in the Noragami series, especially Yato, because if they have a shrine, they will be remembered. And yeah, because they both have a shrine, they will surely be remembered. The Scarlet entry for Qianpao also says that it plays around innocently in avalanches that it caused, like how Yato, innocently messes around, but then causes calamities while doing it, especially to Hiyori Iki. And the final connection between Qianpao and Yato is that in the anime, Yato's goofy expressions often mimic cats, and Qianpao is a cat for feline. The fourth Pokemon I chose for Yato is Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar is a goofy Pokemon, and Yato is a goofy god. Mega Gengar's Ultra Sun Dex entry also says that it tries to take the lives of anyone, which represents how Yato's time as the god of calamity back in like many years ago, before the current plot of the Noragami story. Yato used to kill anyone as long as someone wished for it, and would kill anyone and everyone. Its Ultra Moon Dex entry and Let's Go Dex entry also says that it can access and teleport to other dimensions, like how Yato is able to teleport around the near shore through telephones, and to and from Takamagahara, as long as he had a shrine, which he eventually got. The fifth Pokemon I chose for him is Meowth, because Yato often buys good luck charms to get rich, and Meowth is based on that cat that people have, with the arms like moving around. I forgot what it's called, but it's based on that cat that is said to bring in luck and fortune. And Meowth is also associated with money, so Yato, being a poor god who always is in need of money, could probably use a Meowth. And like I said before about Qianpao, Yato's expressions also mimic cats, and Meowth is the cat Pokemon. The sixth Pokemon I chose is Gimmighoul, who is also obsessed with money just like Yato, and Gimmighoul always tries to, go around stealing money, so Yato could probably make good use of a Gimmighoul, especially the roaming form. Overall, a really powerful team for this God of Calamity or aspiring God of Fortune, with Mega and 3 legendaries. But where's Season 3? I'm still in need of Season 3. Please, make a Season 3. The next character I picked for this video to make a Pokemon team for is Hyakkimaru from Dororo. Dororo is actually one of my favorite anime of all time, and in my opinion, has the best story out of every anime. And yeah, which is why I really want to make a team for Hyakkimaru. Hyakkimaru, when he was born, he was sacrificed by his own father to the 12 demons, so his land can flourish, and he was eventually dropped off in the river to float away. But then he was helped out, and he basically had like prosthetics everywhere, like all of his body parts were just prosthetics, because the 12 demons took all of his body parts, including his eyes, his arms, his voice. Like, he couldn't hear, he couldn't smell, he couldn't see, do anything, even his skin. So most of the Pokemon that I've chosen for him are based on one of the 12 demons that took his body parts. The legendary I chose for him was Giratina, which is also associated to demons, as Giratina is looked as the demon of the Pokemon world, and has demonic powers, just like how Hyakkimaru would also be shown to have demonic powers when he's killing people. Giratina also represents the Noko Saregumo, the centipede-like monster, which is one of the 12 contracted demons that took his nose and his sense of smell. The second Pokemon I chose was Mega Torpedo, which represents Jiromaru and Saburamaru, which are shark demons that are twins, and one of the 12 contracted demons that took his left leg. The third Pokemon I picked for him was Doublade. Hyakkimaru is a dual wielder, and he uses 2 swords, which used to be just his prosthetic arms, his 2 swords, as his main weapon. He can also represent Nihil, the demonic sword, which is one of the 12 contracted demons that took Hyakkimaru's ears and hearing. The next Pokemon I chose is Ninetales, which in Pokédex entries talk about how it's very vengeful, just like Dororo, which is a revenge story. Hyakkimaru is trying to get revenge on the demons and get all of his body back, and then eventually get revenge on his own father for sacrificing to the demons in the first place. And Ninetales, yet, is also a vengeful Pokemon, just like Hyakkimaru. Ninetales can also represent the Kyuubi, which is the nine-tailed fox spirit, which is one of the 12 contracted demons that took his eyes and sight. The 5th Pokemon I picked was Frostmoth, which represents the Mai Onba, which is a moth demon who disguises itself as a woman. And Mai Onba was one of the 12 contracted demons and was the one that took Hyakkimaru's spine. The 6th and final Pokemon I picked for Hyakkimaru was Trapinch, which represents Arijigoku, which is the antlion demon that is one of the 12 contracted demons that took his larynx and his voice. So I can only pick 6 of the 12 demons to represent in Hyakkimaru's team, but these are probably the 6th more important ones, and some of the other demons that took some of his body parts aren't really as important or doesn't really have like Pokemon associated with him. I also considered giving him a Galarian Rapidash because of the the spirit that he used at the end of the series. But I decided not to because I wanted to keep all 6 of his Pokemon one of the demons. And yeah, so far this is one of my favorite teams that I made. So the 6th character I chose for this video is Haruhi Suzumiya from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And Haruhi was relatively an easy character to pick a team for. Like her team was like the one that I finished first, and probably the one I had the easiest time making. Because she has like a lot of like associations with time travel, espers, and aliens, which are represented in the Pokemon shown in her team. Firstly, I picked Arceus, which was actually the final Pokemon I added onto her team. But Arceus and Haruhi are both like considered to have like a god-like status. Like Haruhi is considered a god to some of the characters in the series because of her ability to manifest anything at will. Even like if she just unknowingly does it, she can just like, do it without actually knowing. If she wishes for something, it will probably happen. Just like how Arceus is, the god of Pokemon, can create anything, is the one that created the entire world. Haruhi is also said to be the character that created the entire world that the Melancholy of Suzumiya actually takes place in. So both of them, godlike status, created their own specific worlds, and it's just funny how Haruhi Suzumiya is the one that I picked to get Arceus on her team. And like I mentioned before, Haruhi has associations with time travelers, espers, and aliens. Specifically in the series, time traveler is Asahina, espers is Koizumi, and aliens is Nagato, who was personally my favorite character of the series. So for the time traveler, I chose Celebi, obviously, to represent, because Celebi is the time Pokemon, and I didn't want to give Haruhi Dialga as well. Celebi can teleport back in time just like Asahina, and Haruhi really is interested in time travelers and want to meet a time traveler, not knowing that Asahina is one. The Esper Pokemon I picked was Meowstic because its pre-evolution is literally called Esper, and Meowstic has powerful psychic powers that Espers would normally have. And to represent the alien, Behem was chosen because it's a Behem. It's an alien. Behem is an alien, and I could have picked like Deoxys, but her team would just have been Arceus, Dialga, Behem, Mewtwo. Her team would have just been broken. But Haruhi is probably also another one of the stronger characters on this list. With unknowingly, she doesn't know her actual powers. And then Lopunny was picked because Haruhi has a strange obsession with bunny girls, and Steenie was one of the later Pokemon that I also picked because it has the Oblivious ability, where it just represents Haruhi's oblivious nature, oblivious to her own actions, and that she is manifesting everything that she really wants to happen. And its Pokédex entries also says that it jumps around energetically, just like Haruhi is always energetic. You know, she is like on caffeine like 24/7. She won't stop moving. She won't stop forcing Kyon to do stuff. Yeah, just overall very powerful team that could actually be even more powerful. But she was probably the easiest character to make a team for in this video, and probably one of the better teams I've made in general. The final anime character that I chose to make a Pokemon team for has taken the world by storm in late 2022. This pink-haired little girl is known for making really funny faces, and yet is just very lovable. And no, I'm not talking about Anya. No one likes Spy Time's family. So Hitori Gotou, also known as Bocchi from Bocchi the Rock, is a girl who's really shy and has social anxiety, but is also really into music, which is why some of our Pokemon is associated with music. Like the legendary I picked for Meloetta. Meloetta and Bocchi are both small girls and yeah, associated with music. And then after Meloetta, I was struggling a bit to find Pokemon, so I asked my friend for help again. Basically, every one of my friends really love Bocchi. I personally have not watched Bocchi the Rock, so the rest of the Pokemon I just had help with, and they came up with Toxtricity Low-Key, because, you know, again, associated with music, and Low-Key is picked over Upbeat because she is not really active and energetic like the Upbeat form, and Toxtricity was also chosen because, you know, she plays a guitar just like in the game models of Toxtricity, where when it attacks, it's like rubbing its like belly like a guitar. The next Pokemon chosen was Zoroark to represent the hallucinations or illusions shenanigans that happens in the anime, and specifically to Bocchi. Then Whismur was chosen because Whismur is a quiet and shy little thingy, and they also made a similar face at some point, which is also why I picked Smoliv, because they probably made the same face at some point. Smoliv is also very anxious and timid around people, just like Bocchi. And the sixth and final Pokemon that I picked for Bocchi is Hatenna, which is a pink Pokemon that, you know, likes calm people, calm emotions, and prefers areas without much people, and not really despises, but Hatenna despises energetic and like overly emotional people. But I'm unsure if Bocchi does that, but Hatenna does. And most of these is stated in Hatenna's dex entries, saying that, you know, it likes calm people, calm emotions, and is also shy around people, just like Bocchi. And there you have it. This video was actually really fun to make. I want to do this again, but editing and making this video actually takes a while. I also need to watch a lot more animes so I can actually have more characters to make teams for. But like, once again, thanks everyone for watching. In the comment section below, tell me which team that I make here is your favorite, and is there any like things you would change about any of the teams. Let me know in the comments below. And for a part 3, maybe suggest some characters if possible, some characters you would like me to do on, or maybe give me some anime suggestions. I don't really take anime suggestions, but maybe give me some anime that I might make make Pokemon teams for the characters for. But yeah, other than that, this was honestly a bit difficult to make. I usually make tier list videos, which does well, and they're easy to make compared to videos like these where it's a lot more effort and probably don't do as well. So if you want to see more videos like this and not just tier lists and how to cure every time, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments to make more videos like this, because it is fun to like the creating process. It's just editing's hard, and I'm usually very busy as well. That's really about it, really. So once again, be sure to check out Trugin7 in the description below, and check out his 2 videos on making Pokemon teams for anime characters that he likes, or just popular anime characters in general. And be sure to check out part 1 if you haven't read already, also in the comment section and the description below. And thank you all so much for watching, and see you all next time.